A Raw segment was scrapped. We'll get into it. Plus, a Money in the Bank winner has announced their retirement, and Ric Flair has responded to those Hulk Hogan comeback rumors. It's all crashing down, and it hurts inside in the wrestling news right now. A Raw...
I tell you what, you're good at reading those headlines. I would never have thought to deliver that first bit in the cadence you did, and it worked. It's just, it's all that radio, it's all that experience coming through. Raw scrapped. We'll get to it in a sec.
That's lovely.
I would have gone, a Raw segment was scrapped last night. Anyway, sorry, Tom. Sorry for cutting
That's
you
all
off
right. Your
there.
check's in the post. Raw segment scrapad. What gone on, Jack?
So we're at least hearing via reports, I believe from Fightful primarily, that there was a segment planned for last night's Raw between the US champion Theory and Mustafa Ali. They were set for a segment, but apparently it ended up getting scrapped before the show due reportedly to time constraints, and then nothing alternative was provided to the two guys involved, so they just weren't on the show at all. It was thought apparently that Theory was considered in a role of helping Seth Rollins beat down Cody, which Seth ended up doing on his own anyway. So neither man was on the show, due to time constraints, which for me is always a tough one to swallow when it comes to Raw, because it is 3 hours long. There are a lot of like replays of stuff we've just seen, video packages, stuff from an hour before. There's a lot of stuff that it seems like it's designed to fill a bit of time, and whenever something's scrapped because of time constraints, you think you've got a lot of time to play with though.
Yeah, I do wonder how much of it is down to a true lack of planning.
Maybe.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there are still plans for Miz, for Ali, for Theory. They're certainly not counted out of anything anytime soon. And I imagine they'll be back on next week and all will be fine again.
Maybe Ali would have also factored in that segment, because Miz obviously faced Cody and Ali is tangled up with the Miz, so maybe that would have all. But then maybe they just went, no. Maybe just went, no, we need to focus on Cody. I don't know. Really know.
All those millions of fans they let down by not giving them Theory.
Yeah.
All those fans that were let down. Let's talk about somebody who once opened an episode of Raw challenging John Cena for the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship, one of those two. We are, of course, talking about the former Damien Sandow, now Aaron Stevens.
I didn't realize this, Tom, and I think you follow NWA more closely than I do. But he's challenging for the NWA World Heavyweight title, and it's possibly his last match.
He's not challenging for the World Heavyweight title.
He's just facing Trevor Murdoch.
Trevor Murdoch is not the NWA
Wait, who's
World
the NWA
Heavyweight
champion at the moment?
That would be Matt Cardona.
Oh, of course.
You're really not following it.
No, I knew that as well.
He's just testing me.
No,
it's fine.
I'm actually annoyed at myself.
He's just testing me.
No, he's
He's just Andrew Martin.
I'm just like 3 months behind.
So, but he is facing Trevor Murdoch, who was a fabulous NWA World Heavyweight champion in his own right.
Yeah.
He was. I got to chat to him just before he won the title for Desert Island Graps. He's a lovely guy and really deserved it. He got real Harley race energy about him, and I love it. And he's facing a former Impact Grand Champion, formerly Aaron Rare Hex, formerly Damien Sandow, now Aaron Stevens. Now, Stevens shared the match graphic on Instagram with the following caption: "This match against Trevor Murdoch at #AlwaysReady is my swan song, as it were. It not only marks the finale of an unparalleled wrestling career, but the dawn of a new age. When I first left wrestling, the business experienced one of the biggest lulls in its history. Since returning, my presence has not only proven a blessing to fans everywhere, but the entire industry has been better off because I was a part of it. After June the 11th, I will keep the wrestling fans, all staff, the competitors, and the entire industry in my thoughts and prayers going forward as they all proceed without me." I love that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Good luck, Aaron. Now
Absolutely.
Going out on a high. Do you remember his cash-in?
It was doubly disappointing for me. One, because in hindsight, it's actually quite fitting, but I wanted Cody to win that Money in the Bank ladder match, but that's the one where Sandow turned on him as the part of Team Rhodes Scholars. Sandow won. There was the lovely mahogany briefcase that he fashioned himself, and then I was disappointed because I wanted him to win as well. But
they had a really long match at the start of Raw, and I was just thinking, the longer this goes, the less chance there is of this happening.
yeah, maybe.
And it didn't happen.
No.
And we all got very, very sad. One person that's taken their briefcase away from WWE is Stephanie McMahon. She has announced that she's stepped down temporarily in her role of Chief Brand Officer. And WWE, whilst currently have Nick Khan filling in that role, they're looking to offer a sort of semi-permanent solution, aren't they, Jack?
Yes, in a listing posted to Workday, WWE have announced that it's seeking a new full-time employee to be an important contributor to the growth and success of the WWE Premium Live events, WWE Linear Programming, and the WWE brand, which would imply perhaps that her leave of absence is going to be longer than we anticipated. And I'm not blaming her for that in any sort of way. Obviously, her husband went through a really hard time recently, and it just seems like a totally fair enough course of action.
Yeah.
But it has surprised me a little bit because I thought, oh, she'll be gone for a little while. This seems to imply that it could be even maybe a bit longer than that.
Yeah, and I thought this would lead to just Nick Khan taking her role as he's putting another infinity stone in his gauntlet and running it from there. And it looks as if he's going to do that for a little while before bringing somebody in to replace them full time. You going to apply?
No, I don't know if I've got the required experience. I do.
Of course you do.
I'm a man of the business.
Have you got a full driving license?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Get in there.
I don't know if it works in America. Yeah, it must do.
Cars are the same in America.
Yeah.
You still drive on the same side.
You've just got to look in the mirror while you drive.
Just, and shout, "Hey, I'm walking here," or whatever you do.
So, what does this mean for the succession of WWE?
Well,
it's so fascinating, isn't it?
There's a coming this weekend is a video about Nick Khan, about his sort of past. I sort of did a little bit of a humanizing piece on Nick Khan, talk about his past, his present, and his potential future in WWE. And what I've seen is that Nick Khan, when there's been all these changes behind the scenes, when there's been mergers of departments and stuff, Nick Khan's kind of terraformed WWE HQ with people that he is friends with or wants to work with.
Oh, this is Game of Thrones. Oh, my word.
He's kind of pushing out a lot of the traditional wrestling minds, and sort of also something that Vince McMahon's keen to do as well, bringing in that non-traditional outlook on it.
It's not just Nick Khan being evil and taking over, is it? It's very much him, kind of his vision aligning with Vince's, I suppose. Well, his ambition aligning with Vince's vision.
Well, yeah, Vince installed him in that position in the first place. He offered him the job to replace the outgoing co-presidents, and it was because Vince wants somebody that doesn't really have a wrestling background per se to come in and run the business.
Right.
And that's kind of what they've done. Nick Khan is a wrestling fan, by the way. Little sneak preview of the video on the weekend. He was an usher at WrestleMania 9.
Wow, fantastic.
No photos of him in a toga, sadly. But hey, look, if you're applying for the job, good luck. Let us know how you go. Put a nice suit on during the Zoom interview. Kurt Angle, bless him. Send our best wishes, buddy. He was on Twitter post-surgery. He's had double knee replacements. It's true. He says, "Thank you for all your prayers and best wishes for my 2 knee replacement surgeries today. So far, so good. I realize rehab is going to be a B1TCH, but I'm ready for it. If I won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, I can handle this. Lol, it's true. Thank you all."
I didn't know that he won a gold medal.
He doesn't mention it very often.
Fair enough. To be fair, if I won a gold medal, I'd mention it way more than even Kurt Angle does, I think. So yeah.
Best of wishes to you, Kurt Angle.
Oh, absolutely.
Sasha Banks, apparently, according to Snoop Dogg, who was on Logan Paul's Impulsive show, is working with Snoop on a range of NFTs. What's the phrase? You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Non-fungible villain.
Non-fungible villain.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I still don't understand from Tom.
NFT, I think, stands for...
I'm not old. I don't get what they are. I feel very old.
They're non-fungible tokens.
Oh, they're non-fungible tokens.
They lack the fungibility. Anyway,
I bloody love funging things.
I love a good funge in me.
Oh, I love a funge.
Love a good funge.
It sounds like farmers collecting the mush of like pumpkins after Halloween. Oh, let's go funging in the field.
That's what Sasha Banks is doing.
Hang on there, sir. This is non-fungible. Oh, fair enough.
It's a mistake that we always make. We always funge in the non-fungible field. Oh, that went in a delightful direction. Yeah. Anyway, Sasha Banks NFTs, no flipping thanks. Ric Flair responding finally to those Hulk Hogan rumours that did the rounds yesterday that brought Adam Pacitti such joy. What's he been saying with Conrad on To Be the Man about the possibility of Hulk Hogan being added to Ric Flair's last match. At the event, Ric Flair's last match.
Conrad did a bit of journalism. He was like, "Oh, what? Is this true, Rick?" And Flair played it a little bit coy. Certainly for Flair, there was a degree of subtlety here. He said, "I think you would have to run that by me." He's invited. I've talked to him personally to come to the roast and then come watch the match. But yeah, he hasn't confirmed for sure. But I'm pretty sure he'll be there. So he's not said, yes, he's going to be my opponent, I'm going to fight him. He's just saying, I've invited him down. What does that mean? Who is Flair going to wrestle? And why do we care? I want him to just not do it, like for health and safety reasons.
In terms of showing the due respects to Ric Flair, I would buy a pay-per-view if it was Ric Flair just sitting in front of the fire having a nice cup of tea and just staying all right. That would be
nothing
nice.
Strenuous, no wrestling, no running, no funging, none of the things that could cause intense physical activity.
Maybe do a jigsaw. I'd watch that. I'd support that. Ric Flair's final jigsaw. We'll do that one instead. Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan were having a heck of a time in WCW in the year 2000, weren't they?
Yes, they certainly were.
Because you can watch...
thank you.
Thank you.
My Weirdest Episodes video, which is up now on the channel, went up last night. And I want to thank everybody for the very positive response. And I'm sure Luke does as well, because I always make sure to mention him because he does a fantastic job on those videos. And people... normally we're the presenters, we get all the glory. People normally just think, such a good series, blah blah. No, Luke's getting his due. He's getting his just desserts in this one, and it's very nice to see.
Good lad to Lukey Blue Shoes. Thank you for that one. It's a wonderful series, if I do say so myself.
Thank you.
And it's one that I'd probably watch if I didn't work here. I have enjoyed them, and there's a new one ready for you right now. And while you're there, as we're talking about Hulk Hogan, was remiss in mentioning this yesterday. Andrew's got a new series out.
Yes, and he's done a very good job, considering he was nervous for it. He's like, it's my first video to camera on my own. He's just smashed it. He's very good.
If you want to know why we never saw Hulk Hogan versus Jake the Snake Roberts, watch Wrestling Lost Media at youtube.com/Cultaholics. That's where you are right now, basically. More news throughout the day at cultaholic.com also. Stay safe. Love you, Funge.